Welcome to Coach's Corner Caf fans. Thanks for joining me on this Monday afternoon. So today we're going to just review a little bit of the Parkway game, a little preview of the Delphos game coming up on Friday, which is parent night. And so we'll go over those two things. We're going to review a couple players, Rudy Kramer and Aiden Feely, a little bit later. Former players, I know some of you like that. Maybe some of you would prefer other stuff, but that's for a different day, I guess. And so I'm going to talk about the kickers since I've been back in Coldwater, all the good kickers, because there's been so many games this year, and I keep reminding our players how important the kicking game is. And so I'm going to run down our kickers because we've had lots of good ones, and about 10, 12 of them over those 25 years. So we'll review those real quick. So let's go back to the Parkway game on Friday. Final score was 63-19. Got off to a good start offensively, and Parkway did make some plays on their offense with some long passes and just kind of tough. Our guys were there, just didn't quite make the plays, and their guys did. And so they got a couple scores there early. I think it was 14-21, I guess, 21-13 at one point. And then the middle to the end of the second quarter, we got on a good roll. We intercepted a pass and recovered a fumble, and just had some really long plays, long touchdown plays, and long catches, and so we got things rolling pretty good there, and we scored at the end of the half. Good night for us to get a bunch of young guys, a lot of the JV guys in, because they did not have a JV team for Saturday, and we couldn't get a game with another team. And so we got a lot of those guys to play. We did get Gavin Layfeld as a senior who hasn't played as much as I'm sure he would like to, got a touchdown, so that was awesome. Carson Deuce had a nice catch and run. So a lot of those guys that maybe don't get, not a lot, but some of those seniors that don't get to play as much as they would like to, got some good action in that second half. So we move on to Delphos. Delphos is unfortunately 0-6 for them. Coach Schulte does a great job there. You know, they had that great run in the 90s and early 2000s, and really because of their enrollment, I guess, because they still play the same way and run kind of the same stuff. Just don't have the numbers to keep up maybe with what they used to have. But Coach Schulte does a good job. It seems like these last few years they just had a really rash of injuries, especially with their quarterbacks, and so they're playing with backup quarterbacks, and typically is one of their good players somewhere else. So just a difficult situation for them. They do have a really big O&D line, so that's concerning. We are not real big up front. Although on defense now we have two big defensive ends and two big sophomores. So the game is home, and Todd will bring his guys in and play hard and do what they always do, and hopefully we can play well and get another win. The weather's supposed to be good again, and so we're looking forward to the Delphos game, which is Friday at 7:00 again on senior night. In the spotlight, I guess, from some of the former players. I said I was going to mention several of those kickers. So over the years, since I got here, I think my first season was 2002. Chad Geyer was the kicker for that 1 year. He was I think a junior that year, and then the next 3 years, Trevor Stromblad in 3, 4, and 5 was a good kicker for us. And was part of that first state championship team. He also played safety for us. And so he was a good player. Mario Della Rosa took over in 06, 7, and 8. So he was part of that 07 state championship and 3 really good teams that he was part of. Really one of our most consistent. You can just count on Mario to kick them through and did a really good job there. So after Mario, my son Troy Otten took over for 3 years, and 09, 10, and 11. And fortunately for him, he got the kick in 3 state championships, but we didn't win any of those. So unfortunately for him, he didn't get the finishes off. Troy was also a receiver. And so played quite a bit, but Troy. Just a little side note, I guess this is a dad bragging a little bit, but Troy still has the record for the longest field goal, 48 yards. And so he had a good solid career there. Kyle Bergman took over for Troy in 2012. Kyle was a linebacker, played a lot of good football for us, guard and linebacker, I think, and was our kicker. Kicked the field goal in a 10-9 state championship game. Matt Kramer followed that up in 13. Matt was an outside linebacker for us on that 13 championship team. He also had a field goal in the got the first field goal in that game against Bishop Hartley in a state championship game. So following Matt, Kyle McKibben took over in 14 and 15, and those were both state championship teams. Kyle was a really good receiver and corner for us, so he was out there all the time. And in 15, he made a 43-yard field goal wasn't the last play, but the play ended with 3 seconds to go on the clock to beat Marion here in an undefeated season. Kyle did. The very next year in 16, Neil Molenkamp took over for 1 year, and Neil was a really good safety and receiver for us. And Neil kicked a 43-yard field goal against Marion at the end of the first half to kind of give us some juice and energy, and then caught a pass to win the game with a minute to go over at Marion and in 16. So that was awesome. Following Neil, Blake Dipple took over in 17, 18, and 19. And Dip was a good solid kicker and played defensive line for us. Following Blake, Brady Klingshire was our kicker in 20. That was the COVID year. And Brady finished his career on the last play of the game, kicking a field goal to win the state title. And a great game. I don't know. I think the score ended up 37-34, maybe, something like that, to win the state title on the last play of the game. So that was fun stuff right there. Justin Kaup took over then in 21 and 22. Good solid kicker, and played some tight end and outside linebacker for us. And then following Justin, Bryce Couchot, who is our current kicker, is 23, 24, and now 25. Bryce has played some corner for us, mainly our kicker and punter, but has played a little bit. And Bryce has the record right now, 82 or 3 consecutive extra points, and I believe he has 10 consecutive field goals also. So that's awesome. So hopefully Bryce has some goals to play in college, which I think he can do, and so that would be kind of cool to get one of these really good kickers that we've had to play some college football. So those are those kickers over those, I guess since I've been here 24 years now. Some really, really good kickers, and Thad Forstuffel has coached those guys up, and now Zach Sudoff kind of helps those guys. And so really, really good group of kickers there. And finally, the player spotlight. Rudy Kramer, number 62, is our center and plays a little bit of D-line, not too much. But Rudy was a 16-game starter last year on our state championship team, and is doing a really good job. Kind of runs the O-line, just a big, stout, 6'1", 250-pound guy who's smart and athletic. He's a baseball guy, so he has good hand-eye skills. So that's really important with our centers. So good for Rudy. And then Aiden Feely, number 71, is a offensive tackle for us, an undersized offensive tackle, but just knows what to do and is a good athlete. So he can use his athleticism to help himself because of the maybe the size that he doesn't have. Aiden also plays defensive end. He was a starter here, and then when we made that change last week to go two platoon basically with the three sophomore D linemen and the and the 4 senior offensive linemen plus 1 junior. And so Aiden is a first-year starter and doing a really good job this year, and doing a good job with leadership along with Rudy. As those seniors are moving, getting close to the end already. Game number 7 for us. So we always at this point start talking about, hey, you got 4 more guarantees, and so we're trying to make that playoff run. I think we're probably actually in the playoffs, but so hopefully those guys will keep leading us and as we move forward. So we play Delphus at home on senior night this Friday. Again, the weather's supposed to be good. 7 o'clock game, and hopefully you can come out and see us or watch on Huddle Fan, something like that. So kudos to all those kickers and all our guys as we keep moving forward in the 2025 season.